All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions. So if you got questions, get them over in that chat box, and I'm going to try to answer them. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. There's some new stuff on the wheel, there's some old stuff. There's no big prizes on the wheel this week. We got something big coming up for the month of November. Can't really say too much right now, but it's coming. It's going to be really, really big, especially for the Black Friday live streamathon event, which if you're not familiar with that, I pretty much stream all day on Black Friday answering all your questions so that you can buy everything you need on Cyber Monday. Yeah, consumerism. It's great. You spend Thursday with your family, Friday with Uncle Avran, and Monday you blow your wallet and all the money you have all over the internet, So it's great. Sign up for my OnlyFans, angrysnowboarder.vip. So anyways, yeah, that's what we're going on. We got a Slim Whitman voicemail today. I'm going to read some stupid comments that were sent to me. Some battle of wits with some really dumb fucking people of the internet. And yeah, so first off, we got to start with the very first super chat of the day from our boy Letters. And always a fun time when he gets involved, but yeah, spray skiers, especially fat skiers, and he gets a spin of the wheel. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. To follow that up, he asks, how do you feel about the Burton missions versus the cartel? The missions are really more of a price point binding. I mean, you pay for what you get, and there's a reason it sits at that price point. I personally believe anything under the Malavita is kind of ass. Like, the mission works, not exactly the best thing out there. The cartel leaps and bounds better. All right, so we got a funny one from Osvaldo. You have to choose one and know you can't kill yourself. 1, vlog one day with Buckhouse. 2, ride with Kevin, same stance and lead foot. Or 3, ride the half pipe with Janice all day. You sure she's not riding the full pipe? No. Okay. I'm going to take one full day with Buckhouse. Throw you guys through a loop. But it has to be live streamed the whole time so you guys can see how kooky he really is. And the whole time, I'm just going to spray him and talk shit on him. And there's no way for him to censor it and put it into a homogenized bullshit little vlog for himself. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck that guy. He's a fucking kook. Someone needs to tell him to get on a diet. I get it. You're making money. You're eating more Wendy's than normal. But you got a little bit of a gut guy and you're a pro snowboarder. You ain't no Jake Olsen Elm over there. So, ditch the dad bod and get yourself in fucking shape. If I can go to the gym and you can claim you have a gym at home, you can get yourself in shape, you tubby little bastard. All right. Spin the win. Fire cures all. All right. Taylor S., eat your muscle cheese. Always eat your muscle cheese. All right. Let's see. Osvaldo follows that up. Forgot to ask for the Jones Aviator 2.0. Should I get a wide? I'm 6 foot, 215 pounds, size 11 boot. Thanks, mate. Yeah, get the wide. You'll get more float out of it. Okay, we got Just Robin. Are there any boards bindings you recommend for short women? My lady has a very narrow stance width, but her weight puts her on a longer board. She's got an Arbor Ethos now, but wants a pow board. Yeah, put her on a guy's, like one of the smaller guys' pow boards. Like, check out the Endeavor Archetype. It comes in a 146. And you got ICS. You can narrow that stance down on that 46, I think, to like a 17 or a 16-inch stance. Something absurd like that. So, yeah. Anyways, check the guys' boards for sure. All right. Okay, we got Fruit Poop Loops. Looking at picking up the Capita Indoor Survival. Is it too much overlap with my Yes Dicey? To an extent, yeah. They're very comparable boards. You get more rocker in the Dicey because it's the old jackpot shape in there. But, yeah, it's going to overlap. I'd say save your cash for sure. All right. Let's see what we got here. Trying to get through you guys' questions here. Waco asks, I feel a ramp room. Went to a local shop for checking out bindings, and they had the Clue 2.0 retard step-on bindings. Your thoughts? Kevin and I actually talked about this in a podcast like 2 years ago when they were still like prototype, and they look better than they were then. But at the end of the day, it's a strap-in, step-out binding. It's something that other companies that have far bigger budgets walked away from. Burton made it and then went back to step-ins. That ought to tell you all you need to know about that right there. So, yeah, it's one of those things like, I'm sure people think it's great, just like I saw people saying that uphill snowboard that's motor operated with a paddle on the back was a good idea because they're fucking stupid and stupid people buy stupid shit. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's fucking dumb because it's more moving parts than you want in something that locks you in. Like, less is more on a binding. Like, I love having customization, but I also look at it and I'm like, okay, I got 2 screws holding it here, 1 here, 3 points that can fail and have the heel cup slide on me. You know, there's like so many different things when you start to look at it where you're like, this isn't good. It's an over engineered design from people that snowboard that aren't snowboarders, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I know we got a few more questions. Well, this is a good one from Hunter 1138T. What are the first 3 tricks a progressing rider should learn, assuming they know how to hit small jumps? First thing you should learn is grabs. Just all the grabs. I'm just putting them all in one, like every single thing. After that, shifty, because that's going to teach you air awareness. So when you pop a jump and you actually, and I'm not talking like those lame ass ones that you see certain vloggers doing where they're like, hey, I'm talking, you need to pull that thing 90 degrees and stare down the landing of it and hold it till you're almost to the knuckle and then just boom and put it back. That's going to actually bring up more air awareness. And then the next thing that will actually help with your balance on just about anything will be nose presses. Learning them on a flat box or rail, just nose press. It's going to teach you how to keep your balance while keeping your weight on the outside of your front foot and keeping your weight over the nose of the board. So, yeah. Okay, we got a super chat from J-Raz. Spray skiers and Alfredo chugging reviewers. Always fuck the good ride. It's the bad way to do things. Hashtag Judy Onions. Hashtag Judy Onions. She's like David Pumpkins, but she's ours. She's Judy Onions. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. We got Fruit Poop Loops. Missed you, Uncle Angry, with another spin. All right. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. I see we got 84 people in here. We hit 100. I'll play a Slim Whitman voicemail for you. Okay. Cavius Spilly with a PSA. Go troll the @GiltsandSnow Instagram. They keep deleting my comments. I am blocked by them, so I can't troll them. All I can do is report their ads when it pops up. So keep reporting their ads like I do, because it fucks the algorithm and it makes them have to pay more. It's great. Fuck those guys. Fuck Giltson. Oh, they're the worst. And remember to spray skiers. Always spray skiers. The white ribbon of death is open. And, well, go spray skiers. It's always a good time. I've got 2 days in so far. My parents have been here this week, so I haven't been able to go up much more. But I plan on riding tomorrow morning for a couple hours before I go and do some stuff. But yeah, white ribbon's opening. More resorts are opening. We got some storms coming in on the west. So keep an eye on that. I know Europe's been getting some storms as well. So the season is upon us, people. The season is upon us, which I don't know if everyone caught lately in the news, the snow news, but they're making a big deal about VIP fast lanes at Powder Corp resorts. So it's like Killington, Bachelor, Copper, and Big Sky, I think it was. And everyone's like, for $49 more, I've got to pay so I can cut the line. Let me explain to you, as someone that's ridden Copper who has had a VIP line for like 20 years, it's not a big fucking deal. Like, and here's a little known secret about the VIP line. the little kiosk that it's on for your pass with the RF chip is hooked to the singles line. So early in the morning when those VIP people are paying for that early uphill access, you can cut through the singles line. I've done it. Only on certain lifts, though. So you got to check. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the whole VIP line, I love how people are like, oh my God, this is so bullshit. And it's ruining the sanctity of snowboarding and skiing. And now we've become like a destination resort and we're no better than Disney and blah, blah, blah. And it's making things unachievable. A $200 lift ticket is achievable? Fuck it. Let the people pay the extra $49 to get maybe 5 chairs ahead of people on a busy Saturday. That's all it is. It's not, I've looked at it. It's not any different than taking the singles line, and it's not any different than looking at the actual corral and going, that section of the line's moving faster. Let's go to that one. That's all it is. It's really not that much of an added perk. And for $49 more, fuck that. Pay for parking so you get closer to the lift. Get there a little earlier, snake everyone. Who cares? This is a non-issue that marginalized middle-aged white guys that probably ride hard boots and carving boards are crying about. It's the only way that I can describe it. So, yeah, it's non-issue realistically. So, yeah. Okay, what do we got here? And J-Raz, thoughts on the Nidecker blade? Looks like a longer area. I actually just got hit up by, I think he's the new brand manager. It's my friend Gershon. He was K2's brand manager. I got a call with him tomorrow, so we're gonna talk about some product and some different things. But yeah, the blade essentially is the replacement to the area, and like you said, just longer. So. Okay, Cole Binning, is a 152 K2 party platter too small for a 200-pound, 6-foot tall person with a size 13 boot? No. That's actually, you're like in the ideal weight range for the 52. Snap it up, you're good. All right. Adam Kanowski, Park City trip in January. Top resorts recommendations seen. Park City, Snowbird, and Deer Valley are tops. Well, if you snowboard, you're not going to Deer Valley, so fuck that place. Park City kind of sucks. Sorry. The Park City side sucks. The Canyon side's a little bit better, but overall, I'm not impressed with that resort. Never have been. Snowbird's cool if it's a POW day. Personally, I like Powder Mountain. I'd rather drive that way, go do that, go hit Brighton, shit like that. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, we got one from Chris. Hey, Avran, love the channel. No troll. What's your thoughts on Dope Snow? I keep seeing their ads and their stuff looks cool. In before you ban me. Well, I'm not banning you, but their shit's garbage as fuck. It's cheap fucking Alibaba Express crap. Dope Snow is the exact same stuff as Montec, is the exact same stuff as No Bad Day. It's made in a shitty factory, shitty cuts, shitty seam quality. I'm talking single stitch on the fucking outerwear. Maybe double stitched if you're really lucky, not quad stitch or anything like that that actually makes sense on something that has tension put on it. It's cheap because it's cheap. You think it looks cool? It looks like crap. They bought their followers, then hired a few influencers to fucking promote it. It's garbage ass shit. Like, you should see I got an email somewhere from one of them, and I mean, it reads like the guy had Down syndrome while smashing himself in the head with a bottle while he was drunk. And you look at it and you're like, how the fuck? That is the most incoherent thing I've ever seen. That's it. Like, it's garbage ass shit. You want to buy it? Cool. All you're telling people is, look at me, I'm a fucking kook. That's it. I mean, it's Amazon brand outerwear. That's all it is. Like, it's nothing special. It gives nothing back to snowboarding. It just takes from people that are oblivious to it. And they're like, I got a good deal at $150. And then like 3 runs later, why is my pants ripped? My butt is wet. The waterproofing sucks. This thing feels like I put a trash bag on. There you go. So, yeah. Okay, that's a dumb question. Let's see, where were we? let's see. Levi Lee, what do you use for knee support when riding? I've been looking at the Stoke stuff, but it seems pretty expensive for knee braces. Check out buyabrace.com. There's all different kinds on there. So what I have is actually a pressure compression sleeve with tensioner on the interior and exterior of the knee to give some just more lateral support. And then it also has patella support around the kneecap. So when it's on, it keeps the kneecap in place. So that's what I use for my right knee. Okay, let's see. We got Kid and Marts. Board you'd recommend for a do-it-all park board. We'll take it around the mountain riding as a skate park, hitting side hits where I can. Was thinking Capita Indoor Survival. Indoor Survival for sure. I would also look at the Yes Jackpot, the Ride Zero, the Roam Agent. Let's see. And while we're at it, we're going to throw the Dinosaurs Will Die Geno on there or the Block. So you got a bunch of options with that. So, all right. We got Drew Holly with the super chat. K2 Lean ATs on a Party Wave Plus. Hell yeah, because that AT is going to give you that customization with those pods and that heel block. So if you really want to go party board, you can pull the heel block out, make it a little more surfy, put it back in if you want to go charge a firm groomer early in the morning. So I'd say go for it. Ouch. You win nothing. Okay. My boy, Travis Hoffarth. I love Trav. Young Trav was my intern. That kid has been with me since he was 11 years old, and we discovered him in the back of a van at Woodward at Copper. Shout out to young Trav, and just to let everyone know, there's an ad for dating snowboard singles for this. How does it know Travis is single? Ladies, he's single, he's ready to mingle, and he owns a Harley. So that's all you need to know. Okay, we got Matthew Everly. Tips on prepping the outerwear for the season. I'm planning on getting tech wash and washing my 3-season stank-ass outerwear for the first time. So tech wash it, for sure, but do not dry it. Do not throw it in the dryer. Let it air dry. And then when you're done with that, get some of that spray-on seam seal and check the seams around, like the shoulders especially, and through the armpit, those and around the wrist. Those are like the 3 spots that tend to have the most issues. So you really want to check on it there. Okay. What are good bindings to rock with the 2020 Rome Service Dog? Currently rocking the bent metal Logics. The Logics are fine for that. Personally, I would slap like a Rome Vice on that. Union Strata or a K2 Lean AT. Just make something that gives it a little more surfy feel to it. I'm not going to answer that. Okay. We got a super chat from Fruit Poop Loops. Capita Simulator versus the Mercury. The Simulator is essentially an asymmetrical DOA. It's got a little more snap than the Mercury in it, but the Mercury is a little more all-mountain versatile in there, and it's directional. So you really got to ask yourself, do you want an asymmetrical twin, or do you want like a directional twin that's all-mountain? It's kind of in there. Both great boards. I tend to gravitate a little more towards the Simulator. I think it's just a little bit of a better ride these days than the Mercury now that they've got the Mega Mercury out there. But that's just me. So. Hashtag Judy Onions. Shout out to Vincent Dew's Imaginary Lady. Okay. Let's see. We've got 120 of you guys in here. We got Slim Whitman voicemail coming in hot. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Here's the new one. This is a long one.
It's Slim. Listen, I don't think you meant to be mean to me today in the chat. Okay, of your premiere, you fucking dick nose. Okay, listen, if you can hear, I am currently in my car. That's right, my car. Which you know because I have sent you many pictures of it. is a 1993 Mazda Miata.
Miata.
That's right. A Mazda Miata. Okay, now, when I last left you a message, I was in line at the adult shooting with the and I was trying to see if I could get our child.
This guy should never have kids.
That didn't work out. That did not work out. I don't know why. I don't understand why they wouldn't rent or give a child to flip it. Okay, breathe. So it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so I have a new idea. I'm going to clone you, Avran. I'm going to make a clone of you.
Oh, I'm gonna get cloned.
Clone to me, and I'm going to rear it like my child. So that when it's a little older, it can ride Lee's Canyon with me.
Lee's Canyon outside Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm good. I need some sauce from you, though. I'm sad about I need some sounds from you. I'm going to Southern County. I'm going to get the sound. I'm going to make it classic.
Thank God I burned my trash. Slim's gonna clone me. That's scary. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, Johnny Starlin, from your experience, how does the average rider spend money over the years? I've bought progressively more expensive gear. However, now I tend to ride medium price point stuff. This is a common trend. You know what's funny? This is like the weirdest thing that I've noticed as I get older too. I just don't give a fuck about high-end shit anymore. Like the only thing that I will go out of my way to spend money on is my boots. Like everything about my boots. I will dump everything in. Bindings, just give me something with straps and a high back that's meat and potatoes and I'm good. Boards, most of the mid-flexing, middle-of-the-road boards are like absolutely perfect for my riding. It's just, I think it's like you hit this peak where you age and you're like, well, I'm not really progressing. I don't need anything stiff anymore. And it just slowly transitions to getting softer and softer because it's easier and you don't have to fight it anymore. And you've got all this muscle memory that's built up. And it, like what I see is people come in, they get a used or a beginner setup. They learn the basics. Then they come on the internet and they suddenly think they need to buy something like a Capita Mega Mercury when they have no fucking skill for it. And trust me, I know you people are buying these because I can see on the affiliate links that are always down below. And I know that that's my number one selling board this year. And they buy it and then they ride that for a couple years. And then they're like, okay, I finally developed some skill set. And they're like, I want something that's a little easier to ride. And then they kind of tone it down a little bit. And it's kind of funny. Like there's that progression. The one place where it's like the opposite is like, people buy like the cheap, shitty outerwear, and as they get older, they're like, I need something that keeps me waterproof and is more technical, and they keep buying higher end outerwear as it goes. Same thing with goggles. It's like they start with the shitty goggle, and they work their way up to the expensive goggle, and by the time they're like buying just like the $200 pairs at full pop, they're like, I don't drop my lenses, I take care of them, I know what I'm doing. I've got 7 pairs of the same goggle and like 20 different lenses, and I know what lens I need based on what conditions. So it's kind of funny to see stuff like that and that progression of how things actually is. But here I am, about to be 39 in December. So I have snowboarded for 23 years straight, consecutively. And I am, like last year, I had a Rome Warden that was 2 years old, and I was happy as fuck on it. I'm like, this thing was great. I'm riding a Delos Mike Ranquid. It's not stiff by any means. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, you know, I look at things and I'm like, is it functional? Yeah. Is this what I need? This is where I'm at. Like the only thing I don't skip on is my boots, and you shouldn't. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. Tibby TT, is the Battalion Wally the biggest noodle out there, or is there a softer board? There's softer boards, but they don't sit in the same category as the Wally. Like the Wally is that freestyle rail park board. That's like kind of how they market it. In that category, it probably is the softest. And I think they've actually stiffened it up for this year. But I've ridden softer from other companies. So yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to everyone's questions here. Sorry, kind of being delayed today. Let's see. We got Justin Makarowicz. Thoughts on the Nitro Squash for steep angle riding? Wouldn't be my first choice because it's slightly volume shifted, so you're riding it a little smaller, so you're losing some of that length when you need that grip out instead of right underfoot. It does get the job done. It really comes down to the rider. Okay, Hamster Cool Bean. Are the Atlas toe straps stiff like the 2019 Force? I never rode the 2019 Force. Can't really tell you on that. I didn't think they were overly stiff. I mean, they contoured, did their job. I've got a review of that dropping the 6th of November, I think. Maybe I haven't scheduled that one yet. I don't know. But yeah, I've got that one coming. So let's give you a spin of the wheel here, sir. Fire cures all. Okay, we got Waco. Latvia and Europe just went back in lockdown. I hope this will not be the beginning for Europe. Hell no, I want to go boarding this year. Yeah, God, dude, looking at Europe, it's a fucking clusterfuck over there. And the UK is not doing so hot with that new Delta variant. God, do your part best you can. That's what I say, you know, like keep your circles small, wear your masks, get vaccinated, believe in the science, don't believe in the conspiracy theorist bullshit that's out there. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. Let's give you a spin of the wheel, sir. Ooh, next on Super Chat gets a spin. Let's see what we got here. Let's find a good one. Elias Hanano. I have flat feet and have been using my stock insole. It's 10.5 boot. Tried to downsize to a medium binding. Noticed the side of my boot is flexing down and resting on the chassis. Can I fix boots? You probably actually in a binding that's too small for the boot. But one thing you can do is rip that stock insole out and get yourself some aftermarket ones. So what's going on is because you're on that outside of that insole, there's really stock one. There's really nothing there to prevent the foot from rolling out. And so there's no grip in there. So you want something that's got a little more support. I'm a big fan of Remind or Shred soles, and you got to find the one that works best with your arch. But these actually have a little more stiffness to them. So there's actually like some posting there, as you can see. And what that does is it helps keep that foot more in line. That might help that problem a little bit, but it really does sound like you're in a binding that might be just a little too small. You do get a spin of the wheel. Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. All right. We got Kevin. Thanks for doing these streams, Avran. No worries, bud. PSA for you. Spin the wheel. Support the streams. Support snowboarding. Smash that like button again, people. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we got here. JJ Livingston. Thoughts on the 2021 Union Flight Pro? The old ones were trash, but the new models seem solid as hell. I have not ridden that. I've looked at it. You're right. They do look better than they were in the past. I think Union has worked out a few of its issues, like with washers, screws backing out, and getting a little bit of looseness in there and whatnot. I do need to ride them. That's the best thing that I can tell you about that is I do need to ride them at some point. So, you know, George, Johan, hook it up. Let's see. We got Carlos Enriquez. Annual PSA. Don't fall for marketing. Buy thermals made for construction workers. Cost the same, but way better thermal management, and they're made with plumbers in mind, so the shirts are extra long. They'll cover your ass cracks, people. Support the Shred Foundation. Shredfoundation.org. Go check it out, everybody. Go check it out. Okay. And we got Elias Hanano just showing some support, getting a spin. We're doing this, people. We're doing this. Ooh, you win nothing. Okay. All right. Fruit Poop Loops with the super chat. Deafing all the sound clowns. Yeah, so for you guys that don't know, I do post the live streams the day after on SoundCloud, as well as audio versions of all the snowboard reviews this year. All the reviews are going up on there. That way, if you're out shopping, you just need a quick listen to something before you head into a shop, you can just hop on, give it a play. There you go. So we're trying to make that easier. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, where were we? Okay, looking for a sound or for a question here. Vladislav, what is your opinion on flux bindings? They've come a long way, but they are the least dampening bindings on the planet. Like, you feel everything in them right underfoot. They also have a bigger chassis footprint. They kind of remind me of like old Burton ones. So you get a bigger dead spot under there. The ratchets are nice. The straps have come a long ways, but their stiffest one still tends to be fairly soft for a binding. So, it's like, they're like, this is our stiff Freeride. And you're like, oh, cool. It's an all mountain freestyle binding. It's flexible. And they're like, no, it's stiff. And you're just like folding it in half. Like, no, it's not. Okay. Let's give you a spin of the wheel there. Eat your muscle cheese, people. Eat your muscle cheese. Okay, Bryson Huber just bought a Subaru and married a hippie. What mountain town should I expect to be moving to next? Sounds like you're moving to Boulder. Fuck, don't move to Boulder. That place is awful. It's god awful. Don't do it. Actually, you might be moving to Bend. I don't know. Subaru, hippie, kind of works up there. It's Ride Bachelor. So, good luck. Congratulations. Ooh, yeah, Bryson, won yourself a medium sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com, and make sure you put your mailing address in there, and I will get that in the mail to you, which we got some new stickers, and I was just talking with one of the artists I commissioned for 3 pieces. So he's showing me some stuff. So we got some limited stuff coming out here in the future. Also, we got a PSA from Tim Hauger. Call your friends and tell them you love them. My best one was buried today. I'll be tipping some Coors Light for you at 5 o'clock. R.I.P. John. So, yeah, call your friends. Tell them you love them. You never know when they're going to be gone. So, okay. What do we got here? Stios 2000. When buying a new board, in my case, a K2 instrument, do you need to do something about the edge tune? Is the board 90 or 89 degrees from the factory, and does it really matter? That's personal preference if you really want to. In all honesty, probably just take a file and slightly detune the contact points a little bit so there's not super bitey. I don't know. I just rip shit out of the wrapper, throw bindings on it, throw it in the back of the car, drag it across the parking lot, throw it at the rack, smash it into a bunch of shit, strap it on, ride to the top, hit every rock on the way down, then write a review and then film a review about it. But, it is personal preference on that. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Will Kelly, Snow Pants or bibs? Depends. Pretty merch. Just bought the 21 Rosnell Jibsaw and I'm stoked. Will my Arbor Hemlocks pair up well with them? Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Sax 1607. Are servers in upscale restaurant and places making good cash tips and brec? Enough to get by in a room. Got experience and want to live the mountain life, so moving to Summit for a while or forever. If you have experience in fine dining, we need you. There are so many fucking jobs here. So my neighbor, he started in the kitchen and then worked his way up through serving and is now a manager of actually Orem Restaurant on Ridge Street. Great food. Go check it out. But when he was serving, I think he was pulling like 400 to 600 a night. And he would go in, I think, at like 4 and be done by 10, 11 and home by midnight. That's a pretty good amount of time. That gives you your days to ride and everything. I've got other friends that work other fine dining restaurants, and sometimes they pull like 1,000 a night. It really depends on where you work and who you work with and what company you work with and how good you are and how good you can build a rapport with your repeat customers. Like, what people don't realize is there's whales that come to Breckenridge that just want to eat in certain restaurants and be treated like they are a longtime local, even though they're only here like a week, a year or something. Or there's people like Steve and Sheila that used to own the Gold Pan. They only come for the summer. They're great tippers. They know everyone. They loved it. They pretty much eat out at happy hour like every day. They take care of people, but that's it. You know, like when I go out to a fancy restaurant, I take care of you if you make me look like a rock star. If I'm on a date or if I'm there with a friend or my family or something and you do it, I will take care of you. So you can always make money. The big downside is there is a lifestyle that gets associated with partying in this town. And basically you can get brecked. And if you get brecked, you're fucked. Like, if you're smart about it and you're like, I'm not going out after midnight, except maybe one day a week or one day a month on my off day, you can make money. I mean, my friend Nicole doesn't even work fine dining. She's just a bartender at the Mother Loaded. And we were talking, she's like, she works 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it. So she got the rest of the week to snowboard, do whatever she wants. And I think she was making like 70K. And she's like, I could work more and make more. She's like, but I have a life that I get to enjoy. So yes, you can actively make a lot of money in Summit if you work at the right restaurant. And a lot of places are hiring. The big thing to be is like, don't take the first job you're offered. Like, go and talk to a few places and see where you think you would fit in. So yeah. Okay. Okay, super chat from Fruit Poop Loops. Top jib noodles, super duper floppy whoopy noodle. K2 Geometric, Battalion Wally, Rome Artifact, GNU Money, kind of the GNU Finest too. Let's see. Trying to think of anything that really, really sticks. The Nidecker sensor, not the Sensor Plus, but the regular sensor. Yeah, so that should give you like 6 options, right? Oh, and while we're at it, we'll throw the Rosinal saw blade on there too. So yeah, there you go. Fire cures all. All right. Okay, Eric Chen, have a problem. Already bought 2 boards before the season. 2021 Battalion Thunder and 2022 Nitro Squash pairing with Strata's good pairing. Too much overlap? No, you kind of covered all your bases with that, and that's a good binding for both of them. I wouldn't even call that a problem. I'd be like, fuck, I'm covered. Like, you got your squash for short, wide, low angle pow, tree, party board, and you got your Thunder for like your all mountain free ride-ish, playful enough. It's kind of like on the same level as a Manifest team. You're good, dude. Like, go shred. You'll be good. All right, we're going to plug the personal shopper on angrysnowboarderstore.com. You can hire me to answer all your snowboard questions one-on-one. I'll hold your hand if I have to. I'll tell you to suck it up. I'll give you links to friggin' affiliates so you can click them and buy things on the internet. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. Hussein Ghoul. Hey, looking at a GNU Gremlin versus the K2 excavator. Any opinion? Mostly East Coast with a couple trips out west. Powder when I can get it, but mostly groomers. Gremlin is more aggressive on edge, and it's more damp. Plus, it's got magnet traction, so it's going to grip better on that East Coast ice, but it still floats because it's wide on there. The K2 excavator is a little smoother on edge, and it's a little bit more lively with a little more power out of the tail, but torsional flex, it's got a bit more. It does float a little bit better in POW, in my opinion. So like if you're specifically looking for more of a POW board, I would go Excavator. But if you're really looking to like charge and something that's more versatile for the East Coast, you want to go with that Gremlin. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Okay, Cameron Wilhelm. Am I too heavy for a 157 Solomon Super 8 at 215 pounds? It's going to have a little bit more flex to it, so you might lose a little bit of power out of a turn off the tail, but it is doable. Okay. Okay, story 3333. With mountain labor shortages, do you think it's worth it to take a mountain job, or will it be worse? Too much work and not enough shred? I feel like you're at the point where you can bend them over and basically be like, this is what I'm doing. I want this in writing. I will work 4 10-hour shifts and I will get 3 days off in a row to ride. You cannot call me. You cannot black out my past. You cannot do anything. You want me? You're guaranteed that 40 hours. Or you could be like, this is what I want. I want split shift, or I want guaranteed on Monday through Wednesday. I don't come in till noon. That allows me to ride, but I will work noon to 8 o'clock at night if you need me. Stuff like that. I think you can make the demands. All you need to do is be like, I want it all in writing, signed from the recruiter and the supervisor. So that way, if they try to be like, you're working this and you have to, you can be like, no, I have this in a contract. I do not have to do that. It also depends on who you're working for. I think Vale's fucked. I think everyone else is kind of okay. Like A-Basin looked like they were doing great with their staff. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about it just yet. I think some things will change and things will be a little different. So, okay, we got a PSA from my moderator, Billy Ray Valentine. I'm here, bitches. RIP L Stacker's Adventure. Rest in peace. Kevin and F House both suck. Nidecker is a joke for what they're doing with him. Kisses. Remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe. Okay, where were we? Trying to get all these questions. Okay, Hunter 1138T. What are the most common injuries you see have gotten, and how would you prevent them from happening? The most common one is actually a broken wrist, and that's just from people not knowing how to fall, so they stick their hand out, and it just breaks. That is the most common. After that, it's torn rotator cuffs. Once again, sticking your arms out and flailing around. I mean, realistically, the big thing is go take a fall class, like a tumble class, a gymnastics class, and just be like, I need to learn how to properly fall and how to tuck everything in and tuck your chin and roll. Or if you're somewhere where they have like a stuntman institute or a class training or even wrestling, and I'm not talking like Olympic wrestling, I'm talking WWE or AEW style wrestling, because that's going to teach you how to take a bump. And that's the big thing, is like understanding how not to be like, ah! And it's sticking your shit out there and doing it. Other than that, one of the more common ones with older snowboarders that I'm seeing is it's compression in their spine through the knees, and that's causing the knees to blow out and stuff. Like, we're all getting older. It's just from that type of ride and taking things to flat, stuff like that. It's getting that aerial awareness and understanding how to break a board and not break your body. I'd rather break a board at $500 than spend $5,000 on a knee replacement as my deductible and then hope my insurance covers it, plus my lost wages and everything like that. So you got to kind of balance these things out. Okay. Free Poop Loops. From 1 to 10, how angry are you feeling today? 3.164. You know the drill. You know what to do. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder, and you'll get a medium sticker pack in the mail eventually, which I haven't sent out the ones from the last live stream because I've been too busy and I've been waiting on some stuff. Okay, Daniel Wiley. Thoughts on ASIM frame bindings like the Rome Vice? You mean these? Right here? I actually ride black labels. So ASIM wrap on it. So it does keep the power on the inside. So you've got your power on that inside. So like when you're really driving into the center of the board, you got it. But on the outside, you get more lateral play in there. It's not for everyone. Sometimes I miss having a little bit of lateral drive out there, but but anyways, yeah, that's kind of it. So, oh well. All right. Okay. Adam Lowe, should I make a sacrifice to the snow gods? Always sacrifice skiers. Okay. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Jimmy Ferris, what do you run for base mid layers? Merino worth it? I've been ninja suiting, but pooping is a chore, so I'm looking to two-piece it. Kind of depends on what you need, but for me, most days I'm actually running board shorts under my pants. That's it. I don't really need anything unless it's a really cold day. Then I've got some Smart Will or they're Patagonia or something, like really thin base layer that my mom gave me, and then mid layer. I'm rocking usually like a tech hoodie or something like that. I don't know. Most of the time, if it's cold, I've got a super puffy that's like 800 gram fill. I'm just like doughboy and warm as hell, and everything else I'm usually fine. So, Ford Phillips, can you explain a bit more about how the mercury is catchy between the feet? I've only known boards to be catchy at contact points. I'm trying to imagine catching between my feet and struggling. They have a contact point between their feet. I mean, I literally say it in the review. There's a new contact point between the feet. That's what it is. There you go. Okay. Okay. Charles Zifan, your opinion on helmet impacts. How many before it needs replaced? Any new helmet tech? One good impact, get rid of it. You smash your head off the ground, whatever, it's done. I don't care if you're like, oh, I don't see any damage. It's done. It did its job. It's only going to be weaker the next time through there. They are using Koroyd and what else is they're using? It's not MIPS. It's something else. What the hell do they call it? But it's basically the same thing as Koroyd. They are using a bunch of new stuff in there. So there's a bunch of new technology in there. Giro, Anon are really pushing the envelope. Smith as well. They're all doing that, kind of check it over, see what's out there. Okay. Let's see, where were we? All right, we got a super chat from Ben N. Thanks for all the great reviews. I got a Camel 2 plus katanas, an epic pass, and a place in Tahoe. So ready for the season. Cheers. Glad those reviews are helping you, bud. Let's give you a spin of the wheel. Lose a turn. Ouch. D-Rick, Avran, what happened to your backslash? You obliterated a story of epic proportions? No, I literally just wrote it so much it died. That's it. That's what happens when it's like one of your favorite boards and you ride it. Shit dies. It's obliterated. It's clapped out. The camber profile's done. Torsional flex is just overly abundant. Okay. Will Kelly, what are your thoughts on the Solomon District bindings? It's very meat and potatoes. I mean, it gets the job done. It's nothing that I'm like, I want to ride these all the time. I'm more like, yeah, rode it. Did its job. Nothing special there. Okay. Brando, I've heard you explain how same branded bindings match boards well. Would the now bindings match Jones boards similarly well as the Jones Skate Tech bindings? The Jones Skate Tech bindings are literally rebranded nows. That's it. I mean, so the Mercury, I think, is was that? Is the drive, the Apollo is the O drive or something like that, and then they tweak the high backs a little bit, and then the Meteorite, I think, is somewhere between like a Select and a Brigade, something like that. But yeah, they're basically just rebranded now bindings. So okay, let's see. Okay. Stios 2000. What brand is Chamonix snowboards that the house is pushing? Never heard of them before. It's the house's in-house brand. So they make their boards at Playmaker. I think it's Playmaker. They might have switched factories, but that's it. It's the house's in-house brand shit. So yeah. Okay. Sharips picked up the GNU Gremlin, so stoked. Now I got to match it with a binding. What do you recommend? I would check out the bent metal solution, the Ride A or C8. You could do a Burton Cartel and a Union Atlas. Those would be kind of my recommendations. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Jay Spivey 757. Thoughts on the LibTech train wrecker? You could go watch the review on it and see all the thoughts you need. Remember, if there's a board that you want to get my thoughts on, go watch the review first. There more than likely is a review, and I'm working on getting some more stuff. So should be getting some more Borealis boards, niche. Ride is somewhere between here and Seattle. I got to talk to Rome about getting a few more things. I think I figured out my Burton connection. Karua is supposed to get me a few more things. So there's stuff. There's going to be more reviews coming. Okay. Mark asks, yes, hybrid or Burton flight attendant for tight trees. The flight attendant fucking sucks. Get that hybrid. It's a way better board. So. Okay. Okay. Giddy Bob, I'm looking for an all-mountain Freeride board to replace my Burton flight attendant I smashed. Got sold in Orca for 45 minutes by the guy in the store. Are they really that good? They have their place. They're not like the end-all, be-all. If you were looking for something closer to your flight attendant but better, the GNU Essential Service is better in my opinion. Same thing with like a Ride Berserker. Even the Jones Ultra flagship is better, or even the regular flagship if you're on a price point. Fuck, even the Stormwolf is better. Let's see, what else would I recommend for you? Why am I brain farting on this one for a minute there? Oh shit, like even the Rosinal Revenant. So there's options for you. Hell, go check out like the Nitro Slash. That's a good one too. Yeah, you got options. Or even the Supra team from Nitro. Okay. All right. Okay, we got our boy Joe X with a super chat. How long should I wait until I wax my new board for the first time? Thank you for all your advice. Wax? I don't wax snowboards. Structure. Structure is more important. Taking that to a shop and telling them to stone grind some structure into it. Way more important than putting wax on it. I mean, that factory wax they put on there is gone after like 3 laps anyways. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. Let's look for a good question here. All right, we're going to go with Pablo. Hey, Avran. Any battalion board recommendations for intermediate free riding and cruising? Old man here, currently have a GNU Hyper Key-Arp. Check out the Battalion Thunder. Can't stress enough how great that board is right there. The Thunder is probably what you're looking for. And it'll match up well with that Hyper Key-Arp. And be sure to eat your muscle cheese, people. Eat your muscle cheese. You know you want to. You know you want to. Okay. I did promise that I was going to read you guys some emails. So let's or conversations that people have had with me because they got butthurt. So then where did I put this? It's Jesus, I know it's around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, some people don't get my humor when I do things because it's me, and I'm kind of funny. So, anyways, there's this kid named David Mayer. He's kind of a fucking idiot, I've realized. Functional illiterate type. And, you know, he's talking, he was asking if he was interested in a Mervin board. He's like, interested, but I hear Mervin boards break pretty easily. And I was like, I hear people believe snowboards will never break and get upset when they do stupid shit and it breaks, then get pissed they can't get a warranty. Very factual advice. So David responds, I snapped a deep think 20 days in on a medium jump. Your everyday slam, broke a E-jack knife on a jump into fucking 3 feet of pow, mellow ass slam, mellow jump. And I have a Rome Mountain Division and a 2018 mod, both of which have taken the worst slams of my life on, and are both still in my locker at work waiting for snow. So tell me, bud, don't even ride hard enough to break a snowboard or know the difference from one that's going to break hella fast. What I'm looking for is if a manifest team is going to last longer than the normal board or if it's just a little stiffer. So anyways, you know, so I was like, where did I put the rest of that one? Or maybe that is it. So basically I was like, you know, sounds like you landed twisted or on rocks and shit breaks. That's what happens. I mean, so when you land on a jump and you break a board and you're like, it was a mellow slam, usually you're reverse bending the board. So it ends up cracking and breaking. And most people don't realize this. Like if you're a progressing rider, what the problem is you don't have the memory or the know-how to know how not to land twisted. So sometimes you land twisted and to compensate, you muscle the board, but you crack it, or you've got like a Malavita binding and it's pushing down into the top sheet, it cracks. Same thing with POW. When you break a board on POW, you impacted something, you just didn't know it. So you probably hit hard and we're just like rode it back out. And that's the big thing with it. So anyways, right. So I tell him that. And he gets, this is where he starts to go off the rails. He's like, where your clips at, foo? Haha, I landed twisted. You're a, not you were. All I want is to see you do back 180 on a 30-foot jump or a McTwist on a quarter pipe. Let's see, people deserve to know if you're really good enough to review boards. Used to recommend your shit and thought you were the only guy whose reviews were valid. Makes sense that nobody who actually rips is going to be making board reviews. Why don't you come out and ride Hood this summer? Would love to see you show us all how to not land twisted and avoid rocks. Well, not avoiding rocks at Hood is pretty easy. Like they're fucking big. You just don't hit them. You just don't hit them. That's pretty easy. How not to land twisted? Land flat base. That's really easy. And so anyways, I decided to piss him off. I was like, wow, you must be the best snowboarder in the internet. Nay, the world. Scratch that, the universe. Oh, hell, why don't we just say the truth here? The multiverse. That's how amazing you are. Snowboards break because of the sheer excellence being exuded out of your boots. They can't contain the downward force that is David Mayer. Or perhaps you're a typical douche canoe hothead. If you're so good, why are you here asking for board advice? Ever think that? You should be able to know what you need out of a board and know what you're looking for. I know I suck at snowboarding and what my limitations are, but I also know how a snowboard should function and what causes it to ride a certain way. I also know why boards break. Go buckle up. So buckle up, Junior, because here we go. Your deep thinker broke because you slammed, right? Let me guess. It's either a nose tail break because you were tumbling, it caught, and reverse flexed. Breaking right outside at the end of the ICS track. Why did it break? Because it was flexed against the natural flex pattern. Physics is hard. Or let's look at it another way. You probably had Malavitas. Malavitas kill boards because there's a tiny little wing pin that sits on the outside of the base by the heel cup. When you land front foot twisted forward and your back foot twisted up, this creates a pressure point in the board that is so focused It cracks the seam in the core joint and destroys the top sheet. This is accentuated by a crash. Once again, physics. Maybe you have a binding with a big-ass dead spot underfoot and some not-so-rounded-off edges. That bevel that should be there helps the board flex and not be restricted by its sharp. But if it's sharp, it cracks the deck. Your E-jack broke because you impacted something plain simple. You and your bong-hit-riddled brain can't fathom that because you landed in 3 feet of POW and it didn't feel like you hit something. But it did. Or you landed twisted, which is pretty common in POW, and while you muscled that ride out, or you ragdolled or whatever, it cracked because there's this thing called physics. And, well, the physics of it dictated that power and force had to go somewhere, and something had to give. And then, let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry. Got screenshots because this is so long. No snowboard has ever just broken from someone just riding along. Now, you ask if K2s are durable because you heard they break. Guess what? All snowboards break. There isn't a brand on earth that doesn't have a deck break. Here's a little theory I have for you after 20-plus years of working in snowboarding and selling every brand under the sun that I have. Any snowboard can break because no matter what, someone stupid will do something with the right variables and something will have to give. I know it's a hard concept, but it's the truth. You know why you're hearing they break? Because that's what someone's going to do when they break a $500 deck. They tell anyone that will listen. You should probably go read the manufacturer's warranty to learn how little is covered by the company and what actually constitutes abuse of a board. That's really surprising, actually, when you read that. I've probably broken more boards in my lifetime than you will ever ride. Some I've broken from doing simple, stupid shit, and others are like the deck that had the rock pushed through the base through the top sheet when it did a 10-foot drop. If a board can break, it will break, and that's the nature of the beast. When you're a progressing freestyle rider, you haven't mastered what you're doing, and guess what takes the most abuse? The board. Why? Because the mastery isn't there, and even though you might be stoked that you got the trick around or your weight isn't centered, you're slamming it into the ground instead of gently putting it down or whatever. Does this make sense yet, or do I need to use really small words? And one final thought, you don't have to be the best rider in the world to know how a snowboard should or shouldn't function. You have to be in tune with what is going on. I bet you can't tell the difference between an 80-20 or a 70-30 fiberglass weave or how it affects the ride, but I can. I doubt you could even notice the difference between the Playmaker and GP87 factories, but I can. Hell, I'm pretty sure if I put 3 years of the same model in front of you and didn't tell you that each one was made at a different factory, you would have no clue. Why? Because it's not something you will ever care to look at. So sit down, shut the fuck up, and maybe listen to someone that has a lot of experience and knowledge. It might teach you a thing or two, or don't, and be a douche canoe hothead like you are. I don't really care either way because I bet you won't be snowboarding in 5 years, and I still will be. That's just a fact. So here's his response. To be honest, I didn't read much of this, but it was pretty funny. More what I was looking for to begin with, that you got a lot of spare time. I'm getting a brain tumor reading this, but don't get me wrong. I ain't spinning dub anything, but brands should be making boards for people who actually snowboard. Endeavor and Rome deserve more praise for making durable boards. If a board has a really fucking good base and or build construction and you know about it, definitely something to put in a review. See you at Hood this summer? And my response, you really need to learn how to spell. It shows how you're a functional illiterate and stupid. To quote the character Walter Sobieski, shut the fuck up, Donnie, you're out of your element. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. Someone that cannot fathom the advice I'm saying or understand the snarky response, and they get so bent out of shape. Come ride Hood with me. Why the fuck would I go ride Hood in the summer? If I'm going anywhere, I'm going south to ride Powder. Why? I'm 39 fucking years old. I have nothing to prove in the park anymore. My days of chucking my meter over. There's things I know how to do, and I'm content with it. But Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Calm your fucking shit. So the next one comes, and this is on the Amazon Goggles one, so this ought to be fun. It's called, the guy's name is Futzpuppet. Wow, now I know I can't trust your channel. I've used Amazon brands that were just easily as good as the expensive brands. And I was like, wow, now I know you're a moron. Unlike you, I've actually seen the real research brands put into making a real product. You pay for what you get when it comes to eyewear, and clearly you don't value your eyes. Do us both a favor and fuck right off from here. And this is where you can tell he gets angry because it's like multiple comments. This is just too funny. You've seen the research and you've seen the cash from your paid sponsors. I'm getting paid by the goggle companies. All the people who've been skiing for decades must all be blind because their eyewear didn't have the same research done and it didn't cost the equivalent of 100 to 200 a pair. You not gonna admit a brand name marks up the price for their brand? Oh, they do. I'm not denying that they don't mark up their brand, but at the same time, I know a lot of old guys that have lived in this town for 50 years that are really fucking blind. So, there's that. This is where he starts to go off the rails, and it's like just comment after comment after comment. He's like, you literally spent more time making fun of cheaper goggles than actually teaching us how they are inferior when it comes to diffusing or filtering light. You did a ballistics test? Who the hell cares about that? These aren't military or construction goggles where we daily risk getting shot in the face. I'm going to bet this motherfucker's never had a ski pole to the head. The type of test you did are hilarious. Saw, tear apart and shoot with a BB gun, then insult. Let's be honest. We buy from Amazon. Your shop makes no money. I don't own a shop. I understand, but hey, bad acting on your part. At least sound unbiased and let the experiments talk. Actually, good experiments, which you also didn't do. I literally took them apart to show how shitty they were put together. I took apart good goggles to be like, hey, look, better glue, takes longer to pull apart. Oh, and I love this. Okay, if it's so easy, why aren't you doing it? That's right, because you don't have any knowledge base to pull from. Pull back over in your lane, sit down, and shut the fuck up, you troglodyte. Sponsors? What sponsors? I'm pretty sure I'm not sponsored. In fact, I don't even have a paid promotion for any goggles, contrary to how much money Outdoor Master throws at me. I get that while you're on the bunny hill, you don't have to worry about a tree branch poking you in the eye, and the only skier pole you've had in your face is the meat stick variety. You're a fucking putz. Like, what the fuck are these people doing? Like, then my favorite is Instagram, where I got this another troglodyte here. Let's see. So this is on the meme where it's the guy at the computer, and it's like, now it's time to set the price for my used snowboard. But first, and then he's smoking crack. And so this guy starts commenting. So there's this guy named Knuckle Troll who's funny, and he's like, 650 is more than fair for my used Never Summer Bro, which I found that to be a very funny thing, but a Never Summer fanboy did not like that. And so he's Russian. So, he's like, I brought my Never Summer Mavericks for $330. It was near like new. Come to Russia to buy USA brands for fair price. And my response, unfortunately, you bought a Never Summer. Yep, overpriced shit that made in not China, China. Like Burton or Jones is much better. Well, Jones is made in Dubai and Burton's made all over the world. And I was like, you clearly have no clue where snowboards are made, but then again, you bought a crappy board. It's open source information. Whatever, I'd like to hear what's a good board in your opinion. You really have no clue what you're talking or who you're talking to. I've ridden more boards than you have days on snow. You bought a heavy, dead, horrible camber profile deck. That's have no sense. It makes total sense. You're just too dumb to realize it. There is no sense in your toxic trash talk. Enjoy your trash taste Burton Boy or any other brand that, in your opinion, is much better than camber profiled Never Summer. Okay. They barely make anything with camber. You really are retarded, aren't you? You can go on Never Summer site or evo.com and make sure that there's no one deck, especially in Shaper series, is on camber. Google expert over here, people. And Knuckle Troll comments in, no matter the country, Never Summer customers will blindly and ignorantly argue. Facepalm emoji. Fuck yeah. And then he responds, I really don't give a shit about Never Summer. I'd like to try Fnatic or Rosinal XV, but this guy hates this brand just because for no reason. Knuckle Troll again. Maybe just try not to spout nonsense on a page ran by someone who is wildly more knowledgeable than you in the game. Crazy Russian. I simply said that you can find used Never Summer much cheaper in Russia, and he started bullying without any reason. I don't care how deeply he is informed about snowboards. If he is bullshitting brand, only problem he don't like it, then it is his problem. His opinion costs nothing. My response. You're the one that brought this on yourself and then tried to be the victim. Sit down, shut up, and don't be as soft as baby shit, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Choice is yours, Chief. This is what I deal with on a daily basis of fucking stupidity. Someone comes from the /r snowboarding or somewhere off the internet or the Facebook snowboarding group and fucking wants to argue with me. And it's like, oh my fucking God, the level of stupidity that I have to encounter. I'm just like, oh my God. These were just the ones that I could find. There's some that are super buried in there that are just fucking absolutely hilarious. Like people trying to tell me about how Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp knows more about snowboards than me. And I'm like, huh? What? What? I get that I don't have riding clips. Why? Because I don't want to fucking deal with the time to do it because I'm cranking through everything. But still, this is fucking next level. Okay. Let's take some more questions from you guys and see where we can go from here. Let's see. Gotta catch up on stuff. Okay. Okay, we got Christopher Rose debating on what size board to get. I'm 230 pounds with a size 12 boot. Definitely going with something wide. Was thinking a 159 or should I go longer with a 162 or even a 165? Thanks. It depends on what you're looking for. You can get away at that weight on a 159, but you are going to be over flexing it, so it will be softer. If you're looking for more of a park board that's a little more jibby and playful, then yes. Ideally, you probably want something in the 60 to 62 range for your all-mountain freestyle board, and you will get away with it. Obviously, yes, with a size 12, you do want the wide. 65 if you're just looking to haul ass and go as fast as possible on a groomer. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. JJ Livingston. Shops on the East Coast that do real structure, not just a single stone grind. Somewhere in North Carolina knows. Nowhere in North Carolina knows what structure even is, apparently. I don't fucking know about any shop. Like, I live in Colorado, man. I only pay attention to Colorado shops. Little secret, though. Don't go to a snowboard shop, specific, just a straight snowboard shop that does tuning. Find a ski shop, especially if you see ski racers going there, and go in and ask them if they know what a crosshatch is. If they say yes, then be like, that's where you need to go. That's the big thing in there is when you get to like those ski shops where the racers take them for race tunes, yeah, you pay more, but you do get a better quality tune. They do understand that. Or if you're one of those guys that travels west, like to say Summit County, Vail, Mammoth, you're going up to Big Sky or anything, try to find the local shop there that does it. Those guys tend to know a lot more about tuning. So definitely talk with those guys. Smash that like button, people. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Pizek, is there a chance leaving a board in a cold negative degree car overnight before riding can contribute to a break? So here's the thing. If your board has snow on it, you throw it in a car, you leave it outside, and it was warmer, and then it freezes, that snow, the water, everything is getting into the inserts. It can get into, if there's a crack, a separation, anything like that, it can get in there and it can do stuff. If you have one of those boards that has additives in there, like back in the day, K2 used to have this thing called Harshmallow that they would put in their boards. We left the boards in the demo van one night overnight, and it got down to like -20. And I was there first thing in the morning, so I took it out at like 8 in the morning. The Harshmallow had frozen and was just like you could hit it, and it just sounded dead in there. These are all things that can play into a board having issues, so you need to be aware of that. Okay. Okay. Okay, Daniel Wiley. Avran, can you elaborate more on the Malavita's Kraken top sheets? I work at a shop and in a mountain. I see too many people matching to the wrong boards already, and I never like the hype. Okay, I don't have a Burton, so you got to bear with me on this. But so I'm going to use this Rome Vice here. So right here at the base here, you see this foam piece, and there's this point right here. In the back of the heel cup, right where it comes down to the base of the binding, if you actually look at the binding, there's a slight, on the Malavita, there's a slight wing that comes off, and it's an abrupt point. What that is when you land heel heavy, because there's no dampening, like this one here has this foam dampening. There's nothing. It's there. What happens is it pushes down, and so it's creating a focused point right into the top sheet of the board. Burton knows about this. I've had people that work there even tell me they know about this. And so what that focus point's doing is it's putting all its weight into one position to push into that top sheet. And if you have a clear coat top sheet, you're going to notice that it cracks. But that whole pressure point is what does this. It's not a bad binding, and most people will probably never have this issue. But if you're a progressing rider that really hits bigger jumps and is really pushing it, and you're landing heavy and you come down heel heavy, or like your front foot's a little twisted, and you're trying to ride it out and balance out the board, you're flexing that board and it's counter flexing it. It's pushing all that weight in there. So that's kind of the big issue with it. And most people don't even know that it's there. But like, go pick up a set of Malavitas. I'll see if I can find this. I'll look this up on my phone here. Okay, and not the EST model, but the Reflex. So, okay, here we go. Load this right here. So, let's see if I can get this to, okay. This is a great photo of it from behind here. Come on. So right there, as I'm holding this up to the camera, right there in the bottom, you notice that little pinpoint, that right there is a board breaker. Aesthetically, it looks pleasing. Serves no actual function to the fucking binding. If they just sheared it straight down, wouldn't have that issue. Like, they've put a little bit of a bevel in there, but it's still just the way that pressure hits it. Okay. All right. Let's look what we... Oh, we got to give Dan a spin here. Dan, won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. All you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder, and I'll get that in the mail to you probably Saturday, because I'm going to finally get everything taken care of that I need to. Okay, we got Fruit Poop Loops. Dinosaur Will Die Rat versus DC PBJ. Camber Jib Stick, more versatile. The PBJ has a little bit more rebound in it, but they've revamped the Rat for this year, and I haven't been on it. They're supposed to get me one. So I don't, but it is, I think it's still like flat with rocker in the tip and the tail. So that PBJ is going to be a little bit more versatile. Be sure to eat your muscle cheese. Eat your muscle cheese. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Looking for questions. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Looking for questions. Anyways, if you guys are just tuning in, you got questions, get them in that chat box. I'm going to try to do it. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. Ooh, silence call coming in. Yay, spam. They can suck a fart out of my ass. So, anyways, yeah, let's try to answer a few more questions. Okay. All right. And we got a PSA from Jack Ripper. Satan loves you all. Mammoth opening October 29th. F yeah. Yeah, can't believe Mammoth's supposed to get like 3 feet of snow this weekend, I believe. This weekend and next week. Like bomb cyclone going off, shit like that. And then it's supposed to work its way east. So, yeah. Let's see. All right. I think we're kind of good. Anyways, let's see. Ooh, here we go. Friendly Cuttlefish, do you have any binding recommendations for the ride Wildlife? Yeah, for the Wildlife, I would actually probably throw like an A8 on there. I think that's a great matchup for that board. It's stiffer than most people think with the Wildlife. But if you're looking for something that's not ride specific, a Union Atlas would also work on that. And we're going to throw a Now Drive at you too, just to throw some skate tech that way too. Yeah. Dario Wuthrick. Difference between the K2 Manifest Team 2021 to 2022. I don't think there's a difference, but I never rode the 2021. I haven't looked at it. I couldn't tell you, but I'm pretty sure there's no differences in it. I know that you can always just use that Google machine and figure it out. Let's see. Okay, what do we got here? JJ Livingston, I need my spin daddy. Okay. Give me another spin. Yeah, you won yourself a jumbo sticker pack, sir. Jumbo sticker pack. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder.com, and I'll get that in the mail to you, which there's some good ones in there too. So, yeah. Howdy, it's David. I feel like 3:30 is too early to fly out of EGE on on Friday and still ride. Snowboard Pro Camp sucks. Okay, thanks. I feel like this is just the airing of grievances over here anytime you super chat, sir. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. Okay. Justin Rock, looking for a Freeride board that can still handle side hits and jumps. Got to be wide. I have a size 12 boot. So check out the Jones flagship. It does come in a wide. You could also check out the Ride Wildlife. That comes in a wide. Hell, you could even look at the Ride Mountain Pig if you really want to, because that thing is just wide. Or a Super Pig if you wanted something a little softer in there. Let's see what else is in their category that would be really... Well, I did those top 5 all-mountain Freeride boards too. So, there's also the K2 Manifest Team is another good one. It's probably my personal favorite. To an extent, the LibTech Dynamo kind of fits in there, even though I feel like it's kind of fits between all-mountain freestyle and all-mountain freeride. But yeah, so there's some options for you too. Okay. Dan Kelly, why aren't the weight ranges for a lot of volume shifted boards more specific? I can't really believe a 200-pound man can ride a 147 looking at you, Party Platter. That's the size Party Platter I'd ride. I ride a 48 friggin' Telos backslash. I've got a 144 K2 Cool Bean. You can do it. You can do it. You got to understand, you're getting rid of that length and pushing it back so you get more width. It's the exact same surface area. So that's the way it's designed in there. It will work. It will work. Okay. Bridenbergy, I picked up the Mind Expander Twin thinking it was going to be a bit more stiff. I also have a Jones Frontier, but I want something more all-mountain freestyle with a bit more stiffness. Maybe a LibTech Dynamo? Yes. Dynamo for sure. Frontier, then it would be the Mind Expander Twin would be like that buttery twin, and then you'd have your Dynamo, which would be a stiffer all-mountain freestyle board for sure. You nailed it. So you got this. Oh, God. Pizek, have you seen the Power Traverse snowboard prototypes? I'm banned from commenting on any of that shit because the guy is so butthurt with me calling out how stupid it is. And now that he's like got this functional prototype, and I watched a video of it from Mammoth today, and it's just like, it sounds like a drone motor, and it's just, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point? He's like, it'll get you across the flats. Why the fuck am I trying to snowboard across the flats? Like, well, it's good for the backcountry and the flats. Wouldn't I just ride a snowmobile or use a split board? Makes no fucking sense. It's a stupid fucking invention from a stupid dumb fuck. Fuck that guy. So, yeah. Colin Garcia, did you think the dance hall was unstable at high speed? Other people said they thought it was super stable. Just curious. I mean, balls to the wall, it's not the most stable thing I've been on. It gets the job done. It wouldn't be my first choice for hauling ass on it. And for me, I'd probably upgrade to the Dance Hall Pro because it's 20% stiffer. But by and large, it's not a stiff board. It's just not. Most of those guys are like, oh, it's stable at high speeds, also weigh like 130 pounds, I've realized. Or they don't know how to fucking snowboard. Kind of like the two things I've realized. Like their version of stability is way different. Like their knees are flopping around and they're just like, I'm stable. And it's like, no, your knees are just taking abuse that you don't realize. And at the end of the day, they swell up like grapefruits. Okay. We got Brag Eye. I was wondering about the sizing of the K2 excavator. K2 mentions 5 centimeters shorter than normal. 5'11 rider at 170 pounds with 9.5 boot. Unsure between 50 and 54. Looking to ride POW trees. Go with the 50. It'll be more nimble in the trees. If you're trying to ride more POW trees, go with the 50. You're still getting that width in there, so your surface area is good. If you were doing more wide open, I would say you want to go with the 54 for sure. But if you're going in the trees and it's a little bit more lower angle and stuff like that, the 50 will do you. Okay. We got Drew Holly with the super chat. Hail Satan, spray skiers, and sticker me timbers. Let's give him a spin of the wheel. Remember to subscribe, people. Remember to subscribe. Let's see. Disputang, got an older mountain twin and love the board, but looking for something new. Anything comparable that I can ride smaller. Trying to expand my abilities going through trees. 155 pounds riding a 153. Yeah, I mean, you could always get the new mountain twin or even bump up to the ultra mountain twin, which the ultra mountain twin would ride like the older mountain twin because they've softened everything up. Otherwise, the ride algorithm kind of comes to mind. You know what else? The Yes Standard. That would probably be a really good comparable one for you. And you're going to get a little more width, which would help you with shrinking it down because I think they offer it like a 150 or a 151. So, Adam H., what are your thoughts on the Hinge Burton EST bindings? Does the lateral movement make much of a difference? I fucking hate EST bindings. I hate the way they ride. I hate the way they feel. They change the flex points. Just doesn't feel natural to me. But whatever. As far as that hinge in the disc, you notice it for sure. It's there. It's not like the greatest thing on earth. So. Okay. Where were we? Okay, Charles E. Fine. What's the biggest angry sticker? I'm thinking dead center of the hood on the ski car big. I mean, I could make you like a 4-foot one if you wanted. Although I got to figure out how I'm going to ship it. I think I'm going to have to like ship it in like a picture frame box. But I could do it. Like I've got the ability to do it. I own my own plotter that's like 3.5 feet, 4 feet wide. So I can do it. Yeah. Okay. Kyle Pelletier, did you go to A Basin yet? Yes, 2 days in so far. White ribbon of death. Okay. Gingerboard Man V2. Binding Rex for a 161 wire directive. Have contact pros, but find them a bit too soft. Thinking about the Union Strata, ride C8 or A8 and Rome DoD. With the directive, yeah, the Strata would be actually all of those except the A8 would be a good matchup. The A8 might be a little overpowering in there, but take your pick of any of those and you're pretty much solid. Devin Laprath, thought on flow bindings in general. They work. They just take longer to dial in. Like I've ridden them on and off. I never have a problem with them. I do like the way the power triangle works. So you got your top of the high back through the strap down to through the chassis and back up. They call it the power. There's a different power transmission in there. It's not for everyone. I will openly admit that. Like, and the bindings take longer to truthfully dial in. So, you just got to kind of be aware of that. Ugh. Okay. Timo Strolls, how directional is the Rome Freaker? How good can you ride switch on that board? It's twin contact point to contact point, like the side cut. The only difference is in the flex pattern. You notice that, so it's got that directional bamboo rod. So you got the center rod in the nose and then the two in the tail. That's the difference. The pop on the nose is going to be different when you use it as your tail. Otherwise, you can ride that thing switch fine. So, okay. Okay, Rantanen Raven, looking to add a more Freeride focus board to my quiver. Currently running a 21 Jones Mountain Twin as my freestyle board. Love it. Suggestions? If you're going more Freeride, you love that Jones. Why don't you look at the flagship? It makes the most sense. It's the directional Freeride version of that board. That's what I would do. That makes the most sense for you right there. So. Okay, Joe Brown, looking to do a GNU Gremlin, but I'm 230 pounds, want it for pound trees, but resort shredding, so thinking 155. What do you think the 157 would, do you think the 157 would be a better call? 230 pounds, it's kind of dealer's choice. If you're riding really, really tight trees at the resort, not a lot of wide open pow, go with the 55. If you plan on doing some wide open pow and the trees aren't super tight, then go with the 57. Okay, let's see. Okay, Brandon Tauscher, spin for Mr. Whitman. All right, spin for Slim. That's been added to the wheel too. Hashtag spin for Slim. Support the Shred Foundation, people. Shredfoundation.org. Okay. Brad guy, this company called KSL bought my home mountain. They claim to have a strong presence out west. What are the chances they ruin the mountain? KSL Partners is Icon. That's the Icon Pass. They do know what they're doing. Where they actually made their money is down in the Bahamas and stuff on resorts there. But they've done a great job with running their resorts that they have on Icon Pass. Things do change. They're always going to change. You're going to see some capital improvements. Some of the culture has to kind of deal with it, but yeah, for the most part. Okay, Max, what's your preseason workout? 2 fat chicks at once. Just, no, my workout's my workout. I don't really want to talk about it. You're good. Let's see. Okay. Snowman 13, do you know of any places to demo Marhar snowboards in Colorado? I don't even think there's a dealer in Colorado right now. So, no. Spoon 1232, hi, do you know a better board in the same program as the Tranny Finder, the Pro version maybe? The Pro version's just stiffer. That's the big difference. I mean, what's your definition of better? Like, I don't know. That's fucking vague as fuck. Just saying it. So, all right. Anyways, okay. Anyways, guys, been here an hour and a half. I think we're gonna call it a day. Answered all your questions, so we're gonna do that. I'll be back next week, Thursday, same time, same place, probably answering the same questions. But till then, Spray skiers, pray to the altar of snowboarding. Thank you for support. Remember to like and subscribe. That way, click the bell so you get those notifications. Also, check out the daily premieres that we do with the reviews that are dropping every day. You get to hang out, chat with people that are like-minded, same as you. So, yeah. Anyways. Oh, wait, we got one more super chat. Kevius Billy, what was the point of the Slim versus Randy poll? Is Randy coming back since he won? Fuck it, since you asked, next week's top 5 is a Randy top 5. You guys are in for a fucking treat, and it's almost 12 minutes long. Randy's back. He's sassy as ever, and he's been eastbound and down, loaded up in trucking, bringing that meth where they said that couldn't be brought. So be aware for that. And final spin of the wheel. And I'm not taking any more questions, so we're out of here. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in another video. 100.